Hey, it's time to crank up the truth. I'm Val Selby, and over the decades of working online, I've learned a most important lesson. Mindset owns your business. If procrastination, imposter syndrome, and a lack of focus have been blocking your biz, then I'm here with Val Full Volume, ready to help you see choices that you're making. Get ready to own your personality and use your expertise to create the business of your dreams. Now is the time to make changes and live your best life. So let's get to it. Hello. Welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. I hope you're taking deep breaths right now. I know we're coming up on the holidays, and I would bet most anything that your emails look so much like mine, with everybody going, oh my gosh, let's plan for 2023. Let's plan. You got to have a plan. You are going to suck forever if you don't get a plan. It's going to be okay. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath with me. So I don't know if this is going to be talking about planning. It's just, it is end of the year. I'm loving so many emails that I am opening right now. I am obviously and thankfully getting that would be a lie. I almost said getting control of my email, but that would be a lie. Getting to dig into my emails so that I'm seeing more of who I want to see, maybe. Maybe that's what I want to, the wording I want to use. I am getting emails from a variety of different coaches and different styles of coaches, and I'm loving it. For one thing, are you on your quote unquote competitors list? Are you on people that are like, that you look up to, mentor like, but maybe you're not working with them? Are you on lists for people in your niche, especially that you're looking up to? These are gold mines, right? And especially if, we're not in their business, but especially if we can make a bit of an assumption that they are hitting goals that we want to be hitting. These are definitely the people that you want to be following and on their lists. And one thing, let's talk about it right now. One thing that I am loving is the fact that I am on so many coaches, so many female coaches newsletter lists now, and they are doing marketing as them. I'm getting a variety of different messages. I'm getting some of them talking about, like I'm talking about right now. They're like, oh my God, don't even say this anymore about the planning. Holy shit, stop, stop bringing everybody down. And then of course there's the other people, and they're like, and none of this is in a bad way. They're all rah, rah, rah. Let's kick it into the new year. I'm a variety of all of this right at this moment. And especially literally right at this moment, my membership and I, we're going to start going into planning the next 90 days. We're actually going to be doing that. Let's see, this is going to air. We'll be doing the day after this airs, actually. So I do believe in the power of planning. Absolutely. Do I feel that this is the only time of the year that planning should be happening or needs to be happening? Is this the only time that you should be reflecting on what's going on? Nope, absolutely not. However, I'm human and I've grown up in this American lifestyle, and the end of the year is symbolic. It is symbolic. I don't know if I really picked things up from any one place. I don't remember my parents ever doing any resolutions, like ever. I don't remember that ever being something we would talk about, at dinner, or, like sometimes they would go out and leave us with the sitter on New Year's, but not too often. I don't remember any conversation about it's a new year, let's set new goals kind of thing. But here I sit, and I have been realizing that the end of the year is a big time for me to be reflecting, looking at what's working, not working, doing some deep analyzation of what I want more of, and purging. It is definitely a time that I purge and I restart. And one way that you can totally tell this is if you go into my my Namecheap account. Oh my God. Yeah. December is insane and has been insane for over 20 years for domains that I have to let go or renew. It's absolutely a thing. It's been a thing for a really long time. It's just the time where I sit down and I'm like, all right, what do we want? What do we want more of in our life? What is not working? What can we not bring in with us? And that's happening to me right now. I am totally jacked up. Have you ever been so jacked up on no sleep that you're jacked up? Like, wow, I'm getting a lot of stuff done. I am highly aware that my body could like tell me that, hey, we're crashing any second. So I feel like I'm like working even more. I'm trying to take deep breaths right now, but I am getting so much done. And last night I didn't get a speck of sleep. Now, when I say I didn't get a speck of sleep, I don't mean like I was tossing and turning and waking up constantly. I mean, I did not sleep at all last night. I even went to bed at a totally normal time, did my normal routine. I slapped on my little sleepy patch and my vitamin patch. I'm like, I'm going to sleep early because I knew I wanted to get up early this morning. I didn't know that getting up early this morning meant, well, let's give up on sleep and let's just get up at 3:30 and start writing emails, which is what happened this morning. So, so if you're on my list, a week ago, you kind of got a bit of this conversation. I have had insomnia before. I've gone through sleep issues. I've gone to the doctors and we've talked about my sleep and a lot of that back in the day is normal, honestly. I had horrible sleep habits. I had horrible health habits. I was raising a family, working my business. I mean, the stress and everything, it just was, moms, right? It just was. And once I started figuring out better habits and how much I could control, I was able to fix that, even though I still love being a night owl. I do. Something about it, but it's a squirrel. But I worked through and I did come up with the mindset that, okay, I have to take ownership of how I'm acting and how I'm playing the part in my insomnia. So I knew I hadn't had that feeling in a really, really long time, but I knew not long after I laid down and I put my little game away. Yeah, don't talk to me about electronics. It's A-okay. This is a game it's color by number. It's literally color by number. There's no win or lose. It's just chill, relax the brain, color by number with a super soft screen. So screen time's not part of it. Believe me, I'm totally aware. But I could feel that I was like, oh, I could like just sit here on the tablet all night. And I'm like, oh no, what's going on? I mean, my plan was to get up with my husband and stay up and get stuff done, right? And so that I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna shut it down and I'm gonna lay there and just lay there and hopefully I'll fall asleep. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not like doing the stress, worry, anxiety thing of oh my God, you can't sleep. What time is it now? What time is it now? What time is it now? I didn't even do that until the first time I checked the clock. Finally, it was 1:06. And then I'm like, oh, already? It's already 1:06. You've been laying here not sleeping for a really long time. I went to sleep like 10, right? Decided to go to bed at like 10. And so I'm going through my head and I'm not like running through my to-do list or anything that would normally be keeping me up. So I'm like, okay, you know what? If we're not going to sleep tonight, let's just relax and chill and think happy thoughts about our business. So what brings us happy thoughts about our business? So I'm going there and I look at my clock again, 1:38. I'm like, all right. So what else? And I'm just like, let's just really get into the groove. We're not going to sleep. So let's just go super, super woo woo, super zen. I don't even know. No words. I'm like, let's just go deep. And what are we going to create? And not like brainstorming. What are we going to create? Like I wanted to feel the vibe of what I want to create. And then it didn't take too long. And all of a sudden my brain just shot out of nowhere and started going to a site that I haven't hardly touched in 2 years that I know needs to be taken care of one way or another. It has a huge active group in it. It's super active, 1,700 women in it. And I created the environment that they take care of themselves. And all of a sudden, my brain just started firing, like, well, maybe you should be trying to do this. Maybe we should do that. How about we do this? And it just started going faster and faster. And I'm trying not to amp myself up right now because it would be super easy. I mean, it was like all of a sudden, and it was just throwing bullshit at me, left, right, center, all the way around, rolling around in my head, just kicking myself in the ass. And it starts just throwing shit at me so fast that I could feel my inner voice hyperventilating, because it was just like, there's so much, like, just vibration, just that. And for the first time, and believe me, all of my friends that are listening to this, they know exactly what side I'm talking about, because it's a thing. It's a thing. They've been here, they've dealt with it, they've listened to it. And all of a sudden, this voice came in and said, are these the women that you want to help anymore? And there wasn't even a hesitation. Some other voice in my head said, no. So the voice that asked me the question is just like, and I'm not one of these weird conversation people. I don't know. Maybe it's something on a sleepy patch. I don't know. Herbs, and not that kind of herb. No, I did not do any pot before. That would have helped me sleep. But all of a sudden, the voice in my head said, then why are you worrying about it? Who do you want to help? And I instantly, like, my shoulders, my whole body was just in like super tight mode, and I could just feel it. I was so full of anxiety. And all of a sudden it was just like, whoosh, you're right. Because I know I'm already doing what I want to be doing, and we need to let this go. Now, again, if you've known me for a while, you're like, what? I've seen you bawl your eyes out talking about having to let this go before. And this is my end of the year. This is what happens at the end of the year. All of a sudden, I'm just like, I can't keep going on like this and having things like this drive me bonkers. It's not healthy. And I know it is also coming up big time, because I counted it out. I think, what am I, 7 weeks from my 50th birthday? So, oh, hell yeah. I understand. We're right there. We're right there. We're doing a lot of analyzing. It's a new decade coming up for me. I understand that this is all coming up. But the great part is that I'm really looking at things right now, and what do I want more of? It wasn't even a thought of, I love this group. I have so many friends in this group. So it's not like I don't want to help them. It's that I don't feel like I'm the right person anymore. That's it right there. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, I love it when I can take you on the epiphanies with me. There's a lot of epiphanies going on today, by the way. That's how Val's sleepless brain works. But that is it right there, right now. I finally came to the conclusion that I'm not the right person to help them anymore. And that's going to be okay. So I wrote about that in the email, and I've been getting some replies from people. And I was really quick when I was talking about it to point out the fact that I'm not here to say that you can't do multiple things, because that would make me one of the biggest hypocrites ever. And that's something I worry about, being as a hypocrite. I worry about that. So I know it's a thing to have multiple stuff. I also know that I get to take you on the journey of how many people were right in my life, how many coaches were right along the way, saying, well, you can, but none of them are going to be good. None of them are going to be great. And I replied to an email today talking about that very thing. And while I know it, I also know why I do it. So this is what I want to bring to you, multi-passionate, multi-creative women out there. I want you to sit and ponder, and this one might hurt. It hurt me. It's something that I am highly aware of, that I get from my father. One thing is I like to focus on the things that aren't done, and I like to have multiple projects going. And nothing really ever gets fully 100% committed to and done all the way through. That's my MO, and the one that I've broken lately because I had to be aware of it before I could break it. It's a thing. It's family thing. It stems from, I'll just go there. It stems from my grandma used to criticize my dad when he'd get something done that, how much stuff wasn't done correctly. I wrote about it in the Get Past Your Shit book, chapter 13. I'm chapter 13. I wrote about it just a little bit because that was actually when I started being aware of this being a thing, that I have this feeling, and I don't know if it's something that I will 100% ever work through, but it's something that I am aware of and I'm paying attention to. And that's one big reason why I celebrate, why celebration of accomplishments is such a big deal to me, is because I need to do that, because it just helps me focus on the fact that I finished something and that was good and we did good. And if we didn't do good, we still finished it. And now we're going to learn from it, right? So I have to battle the fact that I don't ever feel good enough in anything. I know, weird. I get people that say that blows people's mind. I know. That's the ambivert or the extrovert part of my ambivert. It's always been a thing. And it just comes from that family tradition being passed down, that now that I'm aware, I'm going to be paying attention to how my kids possibly have that. And I know we'll come back. We'll come back. I promise we're coming back. So that's a big reason why I get so many different projects going, why I get so many websites going. I can't fail if nothing's ever complete, right? Does that make any sense? Some of you might have already tuned out because you're like, huh, that's a thing. But others of you are going, ooh, you just kicked me right in the in the ass. You just kicked me right in the gut, punched me in the face. I know, I hear you. I feel you. Reach out to me. It's hard. It hurts. But I know that that's one of the reasons why I do it. Yes, I have tons of topics. Yes, I'm multi-passionate. I wish I could win 5 lotteries, giant lotteries, and do everything and be a part of it. Everything that I would like to create. It is part of the creative process. And that's why we're entrepreneurs. But I know for a fact, and this is the conversation I was having in an email, that, as I said, my coaches were right. When I focused on one thing, guess what happened? It grew, and it brought me money, and it grew some more. And by growing, I was able to help more people. I'm able to help more people with the membership. I'm able to help people just with my emails, my free emails. I'm able to help people pay their bills, because since I'm making more money, I can hire out for some things, which in turn is helping them and their family, right? So I focus on that positive part of it, of, okay, we're going to do this. Sometimes it's really hard, because when it starts getting really hard, when I feel like, oh God, we're going to launch, this means we're going to fail. This means somebody out there is judging the shit out of me and I am being critiqued. I feel it. I'm being judged. Absolutely being judged by, I don't know how many, the world, 5 people. I'm being judged because I'm judging myself, right? So I assume everybody else is judging me because I'm judging myself. So when I have stopped and celebrated more and paid attention, like I said, is when things started growing. I had an epiphany. Must have been last year. I bet it was last year at this time, because I was just having all of this, like, I was really upset because my Your Bold Life was not doing what I wanted it to do. It wasn't growing. Fun fact. Yeah, because you're working on 3 sites and you're working on your clients. And of course, the clients are taking a lot of work because they're paying you regularly. So all of a sudden I'm looking at it and I've been working at tracking my stats better. I've been being good about that. And I'm like, I'm hardly doing anything over here and this is growing. What the hell? And at first I was pissed. I'm like, oh my God, here I am working on this site. Here I am again, freaking failure because this isn't growing, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden a switch just clicked. And I'm like, woman, 5 years ago, this is exactly what you were hoping would be starting with this website and where it would be going. And here you are, not even appreciating it, not even appreciating it a single bit that it's happening. And it was because I was so wrapped up in the fail that I had in my brain that that's a fail. Oh my God, that's a fail. Look at me, I'm failing again. And mostly it's like I have the feeling that, oh, everybody in the world's going, look at this, Val's failing again. Said no one ever. But that's what I'm telling myself. And I'm like, that's not okay. That site can sit there. And what if you just take that energy and put it over here where this site is already moving and grooving and you're not doing a lot of work and it is doing what you wanted it to do? What if we do that? What would that look like? I'll tell you what it looks like now. A year later, it looks like, hell yeah, this has been a great time. I'm so glad I did that. And I can 100% look back and say, okay, that site's not a failure. I will come back to it. I do want to come back to it. It's not on my agenda, but I learned a lot because I did learn to follow through on more things over on that. Okay, so end of the year, purging. Don't freak out. We get tomorrow. You can start your new goals. You can continue your old goals. I think the only thing that for me matters is that you're looking at your stats every month, not just at the end of the year, not that you're just looking at your sales at the end of the year because it's tax time, been there, done that. The fact that you're looking at your stats every month. And that way, every month you can celebrate what's working. Because there's going to be a lot that doesn't work, and that's okay. It's just not working right now. It's not working for what you want to do with your business. It's just not quite right. On to the next thing. But you have to be looking at your stats every month to know what's working, right? So that you can sit at the end of the year. And if you're a purger like me, then you can sit and not spend a few $100s on domain name renewals. I'll be sitting and playing with that. My emails were named cheaper. A little crazy right now. They're like, hello, you keep us in business. Come on back. All right. I am so appreciative of you being here. Thanks for being here. I hope that you are going to have a wonderful season with loved ones. Or if you won't be with your loved ones, I wish you a wonderful season of just hanging out with yourself and treating yourself good. Okay? As a firefighter wife for a really long time, I've spent many a holiday alone. So I get it. I get it. So if you want to hit me up at the email at any time and chat about it, let's chat about it. But okay, let's not go down any other rabbit holes. Thanks for being here. I would love to be a part of your 2023. So I hope that you are subscribed to the podcast, subscribe to the site, and we've still got another episode coming up. So I will be chatting at you at least one more time in 2022 before we switch on over. All right, later. Thanks for listening to Val Full Volume. If you are done spinning in circles and procrastinating, check out my quick workshop, 14 Biz Actions. Action creates change. Now go out there and create the biz of your dreams.